Alright, so here we have our ugly monster. What I want to show you how to do in this video is create a really basic rig that we can use to kind of skin our character. Okay? What I'd like to use is something called Human IK. So what Human IK is it's an auto rigger built into Maya. So go from polygons to animation, go to skeleton, go down to Human IK. With Human IK on, you can click on skeleton, the skeleton button here, and it'll create a giant skeleton for you. I'm going to go ahead and click on the cross here in between, and I'm just going to bring the character scale down. Now, for us to tweak our skeleton, and you could kind of play with those options yourself, we kind of want to see where our skeleton is in relation to our giant monster. So we're going to click on this option here, which is X-ray joints. Let's hold spacebar, right click on the word Maya, and go down to the front view. What I'm going to do is position my root about here, and then I'm going to tweak the left side of the body. So notice how I move this to the left. And once I move that, if I click on this arrow here and I go to edit, skeleton, mirror left to right, I'm sorry, we want to tweak our left side here actually. So let's move our left into place. I'm going to go to my right view. Again, I don't want to tweak it too much. I'm just making sure that let's move our big monster back a little bit so that he's in the center of the skeleton. And I'm just sort of positioning the feet where I think they belong. So something like this. I'll pull that toe all the way forward, and I'm only tweaking his left. Click on this joint, move it up. Click on this shoulder joint here. Oops, let's move it, make sure that we're moving it only in one direction. I'm going to hit E, rotate that down. Let's go to our front view, make sure we're lining this up properly. And our character doesn't have hands, he has these big slabs. So again, I'm just going to move, and I want to keep this straight, so I'm going to move this way. Let's go to our right view. Position our elbow roughly where our elbow would be. I'm just going to move these hand bones out here. Here's his neck bone. We can kind of shift that forward. I'm going to hold D, the D as in duck key down, and just move this up so that it's positioned about here. Move this way in the center of his head. So now we can select the root, and we can go to skeleton, mirror left to right. Give it a second to compute that. There you go, you can see that we have that going on. The next thing we want to do is we want to just click on none and go down to control rig. Alright, and you'll see it created a rig for us. I'm going to at this point just hit Control S, and in my monster folder, name it monster, and hit save. So when you click on this red area here and you move it down, you'll see his knees bend. You'll see here when you click on this circle, his shoulder, his arms will rotate out. So let's go to edit, delete all by type, history, to clear that up. And now we want to bind our skeleton to our monster. So I'm going to turn off control rig by going to none. I just wanted to double check that that worked. Select my monster, select my select tool, and I want to click this root here. Then I'm going to go to Skin, Bind Skin, Smooth Bind, click the options. And for max influences, I can just leave it at 1 for now and just hit apply. Go back down to my control rig. And if I select the ankle here, we can move it, and you'll notice that the monster moves with it. We can rotate his hips. We can rotate his arms just by selecting this bone. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit Control S again. And the next video, we're gonna start saving these off so we can bring our monster into Unity.